for coming out here. Of course, this Toyota Bassmaster Texas Fest, returning to the original home of the TTBC, the crown jewel of Texas Parks and Wildlife, Lake Fork. And boy, did it show out here today. A lot of people coming into this event, said things are a little different, but it's Lake Fork. You got to catch them every single day. There's no such thing as safe here. And if you watch Bassmaster live, you saw it go down very, very quick. And Trip, this is kind of a weekend off for you, I guess.
I love it. Boy, I tell you what, historic Lake Fork would actually work me to death if I had to weigh all these fish. But, I love doing that. But it's great to be here. I came out here, Dewey Kendrick and I came on a site visit back in the early 90s. That's how long ago it's been. And I always, have known about Fork and the OTTBC events. And it's great to be here. If you watch Bassmaster live, and I think it's going to get better as the week moves on, you put this caliber of anglers on a fishery like this, and it's going to be special on Bassmaster live. You're going to see some huge fish caught. And, come Sunday, or Championship Monday, we have an off day. You come out here Saturday, Expo, and all the pros will be here on site. But Championship Monday, we're going to break the Century Club, I believe, with several anglers this week, and that hasn't happened in a good while, Dave. So excited to see how it all shapes out. Got a $1 million payout, including Toyota Tundra pickup for our big bass of the event. A lot on the line for these anglers. Great payday. Every angler gets paid. A lot of Toyota Angler of the Year points. We're right here at the midweight season and going into that home stretch to Oklahoma in a couple of weeks, Guntersville in June, and then upstate New York in August. And then Lake St. Clair in Detroit for our AOI championship. So a lot on the line. Want to thank all of our judges. Been a phenomenal day so far, and look for a great event. These judges headed up by Tim Cook is a core group from the OTTBC days. I think we had 5 rookies out of 80 judges. We needed 75. Tim brings 5 extras. Can't say enough about those guys and gals, ladies in our group. They do a great job. A little delay this morning because of this storm system that came through, but we lost 25 minutes, about like a fog delay. So anyhow, we're ready to get this done.
Ready to get going? Just for those of you who just tuned in, to explain to you how we got here and what's going on here. 13 years ago, right here in this very field, was the first TTBC, and the whole reason for that event was Donato Ramos, Dan Friedkin, both Texas Parks and Wildlife Commissioners. Dan Friedkin, of course, from Gulf States Toyota, and actually former Elite Series champion Kelly Jordan went fishing together, and they said, we want to have an event that celebrates Texas and truly shows the world just how hard the folks at Texas Parks and Wildlife work, and just how good the fishing is here in Texas, especially on Lake Fork and on many other lakes. But you can't do that because there's a slot limit between 16 inches and 24 inches. As you guys all know, they got to be immediately released, and that's when they came up with the catch, weigh, and release system. So you are going to see some fish, but all of our anglers, they had a judge in the boat as opposed to a marshal. Marshal weighed the fish immediately. So the only fish you guys get to see are giant fish, tundra-sized fish, and they're going to come in a Texas Parks and Wildlife Toyota Tundra to show to you, and those fish have to be over 24 inches. We had one angler, I'm sure he's going to talk about it today, caught an 8.5 pounder that was only 22 inches, showing you just how incredible Lake Fork is. Are you ready to meet our anglers? All right, ladies and gentlemen, this day number 1 of stop number 5 of the Bassmaster Elite Series. We're going to fish today, tomorrow. Saturday is an off day off the water, but that means all our anglers are going to be right here as part of Toyota Bassmaster University. We're going to have seminars, lots of cool events. There's a country music concert that night, so make sure to get here on Saturday. Sunday, our top 35 are going to fish, and then we're going to have a very rare Championship Monday. That's right. Call your bosses. Tell them you're taking Monday off to watch Bassmaster live. I give you the permission. Let's get it started with our very first angler from New Jersey. Get loud for GDP, Greg DePalma. Greg, 18-13 today. Not bad. Going to keep you right there, but 18 safe on a lot of bodies of water, but not here on Lake Fork.
Yeah, definitely not. I haven't seen the weights yet, but man, this place is pretty cool. Otherwise, I know it's fishing kind of a little bit tougher. You're going to see some really good weights today, but I'm pretty impressed, to say the least, for sure.
It's Day one, lots of fishing to go. I look forward to seeing it work out for you. From Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Bassmaster Classic qualifier, Derek Hudnall. Had 21 pounds, 2 ounces today. No overs, but a good day here on Lake Fork. But is there anywhere else where you can weigh 21.2 and be like, man, I really got to get him tomorrow?
Well, maybe when we go up to New York, but that's about it. But this place is incredible. But this place, I don't think, has really fished the way a lot of us expected to. It's been a grind. It's been a tough bite. You know, unfortunately, I really don't know that I'm around a lot of those big overs. You know, I'm around some quality. So I figured today, you know, from what I saw in practice, if I could get around that 20-pound mark, you know, kind of get in contention, try to do it again tomorrow, and then try to go find one of those great big ones. But it's a fun day, man. We do this for a living, but we kind of underestimate how much fun it is when you actually catch fish, you know, and it just, we had a really good, you know, me and my marshal this morning had a great time. You know, we caught them pretty quick in the first couple of hours, and I had a blast, and I'm ready to get out there tomorrow.
Go get rigged and get ready. Get back out there tomorrow. Make yourself into the top 35 from Paducah, Kentucky. 3-time Bassmaster winner, Mark Menendez. Mark, 20 pounds, 10 ounces. Not a bad start to things. Going to keep you in contention here this week with 20 pounds, 10 ounces, but not safe yet on this body of water.
No, not at all. I tell you, where Derek said it started fast for him, it was almost a left-handed day till about 11 o'clock for me, and then I finally got in a little groove and caught a 5-pounder, and it got a little better. But one of the cool things at this event, we have what is called the High School All-Americans coming here that have gone through a selection committee, and we pick 10 high school All-Americans. I fished with them last year. We're going to take them over to Lake Quitman and take these special 10 kids, some girls, some boys, and one returning, I think. We have one returning high school All-American from last year, and we're going to take those 10 guys, 10 elite guys, are going to take them in a boat, show them around Lake Quitman, have our own little derby over there on Saturday, so it's going to be a heck of a lot of fun while everybody's here at the expo.
That'll be a lot of fun, and you guys can be here for the weigh-in and meet all those All-Americans. A 6-time Classic qualifier from Virginia, Rick Morris. 15.7 today, and you know, on Lake Fork, a lot of places that's a great weight, but on Lake Fork, you know, it's almost like, is there a number, like, what is it, 30 that you got to lay off on, or what is that number?
Well, you know, I love Texas. I got giant bass here. I do have a 100-pound belt that I got on Falcon, so Texas is usually pretty good to me. So I threw that 10XD all day today on an RPM flipping stick and with some gamma line, and I had 6 bites, and I caught 1 7-pounder. I had the 2 other 7-pounders to the boat, and they came off. So lesson for the day is don't use those hooks on the 10XD. Change them out. I sat down, changed them out. I didn't lose no more fish. I only weighed 4 in today. Didn't get a lot of bites, but I had enough to have, you know, a good weight. It just kind of plagued to losing a couple big ones. They're mean. They're giant. They're aggressive. They jump. They go all over the place. But tomorrow's another day. This is a fun place to fish. Texas is a great place to come to as long as there's no tornadoes and storms. I want to give a shout out to the military. Everybody give the military fishing for our troops. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
We look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Had a giant day today. Time to get Zaldangerous from Texas, Chris Zaldane. 30 pounds and 10 ounces today. Unbelievable, Chris. I could only imagine how jacked you were out there today.
Yeah, you know, that's what happens when you grow up in California. You move to Fort Worth, Texas, and you play around on a lake like this where they eat big baits. And I think I only had eight fish on the scorecard today, but they were the right ones. And I weighed just over 30 pounds. Should have had 34, 35. I dumped a big one at the boat. So hopefully we can keep it rolling. I've got a good idea of what I need to do for the rest of the week and just change as the conditions change. But, you know, those first couple hours, those are huge. So, you know, I'm just going to stay focused and keep doing what I'm doing. Just a couple rods on the deck and just have fun with it.
Well, I imagine 30 pounds and 10 ounces, a whole lot of fun. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow. From Palatka, Florida, a Geico Bassmaster Classic qualifier, Cliff Prince. 13-13 today, and they say that number's unlucky, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, man. That is unlucky. But, hey, tomorrow I'm going to go throw a bait that's about that long all day. And if I get one bite, it'll probably weigh as much as what I weighed today. So I'm going to swing for the fence tomorrow.
Good plan, and you'll also win yourself a Toyota Tundra. Not a bad payday. From Richmond, Virginia, his first season on the Elite Series, Ed Lochran. 9-4 today, so similar plan, I imagine, tying on a big bait and swinging for the fences tomorrow.
That's exactly what I need to do. Had a rough practice, difficult first day, but I do want to definitely thank the Mercury service team. Had some motor problems, and Dave McCormick over there got me back on the water. Tremendous service, and just really want to thank them. And tomorrow, it's a different day. Big bags are out here. Just need to find them.
Go get them. I look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow. From Mississippi, came close to an Elite Series win a few times. Brock Mosley, 10-13 here today, and to show how evil we are, we make you walk across the stage anyways. Would you have rather just stayed out and keep casting?
No, I'm about ready to give up for one day. I really struggled today, but them fish, they live here, and I just never did figure them out. I think the storm kind of hurt me last night, and I had a shad spawn deal going, and the shad moved a little bit on another point, and the fish hadn't found them yet. So maybe with the wind direction swapping back out to the south tomorrow, I'll be able to put it back together. But they live here, and I've caught them this week, so we just gonna have to go out there swinging tomorrow.
Go get them. I'll see you back here. Top 35 make it through to day number 3. An Elite Series champion from Salem, Virginia, the cruise missile, John Cruz. 19-8 today, and a great start to things. Going to keep you in contention, but as you saw with guys like Zaldane catching 30 pounds, you need to get that big one tomorrow.
Absolutely, or a couple of them, or maybe just 5 of them, because you got to step up your game at this place. It's Lake Fork. It is the best bass fishing lake in the country. Texas does an unbelievable job to take care of this fish. We're hitting it at like an odd time, but before the weekend is over, I think you're going to see either some giant, like a giant fish, or a giant stringer, like really giant. So I'm a little bit surprised we didn't do a little bit better today. I thought I would. This is about what I was hoping I could do. I hadn't been catching any big fish. I had a really tough first day of practice, and then got onto a little something the second day. So hopefully that can be able to work to having one of those lucky big ones come through, and then hopefully bump my weight up.
I would love to see you here all the way through to Championship Monday from Okeechobee, Florida, Kyle Monty. 12 pounds and 3 ounces today. That big bite is crucial in every body of water, but boy, you got to get 5 of them out here by the looks of these weights.
Yeah, and I'm used to fishing that way too at Okeechobee, fishing for 5 big ones, but this place to me is completely foreign. I'm still learning. In practice, I didn't have very good practice. Actually, I think 12 pounds is about as good as I could do at practice. So tomorrow we'll change some stuff up and try to get one of those 30-pound bags.
Go for it. I look forward to watching it. We're going to roll through our first angler in the back of one of those Toyota Texas Parks and Wildlife Tundras. He's won this event 3 times from Huntington, Texas, Keith Combs. Our very first over of the day had a total weight of 27 pounds and an ounce. And this Tundra Big Bass weighs 7 pounds and 5 ounces. Keith Combs going to dig in deep there and hold it high for you. He knows how this deal works. 7.5 for that Lake Fork Alunker. Remind you that the biggest bass, our Tundra Big Bass this week, drives out of here in a brand new Toyota Tundra. And Keith, watching you today on Bassmaster Live, it proved you really saw, I know you like the days where you catch them all day long, and we've seen those days, but it proved, how good you are at this. I mean, you didn't get rattled at all. Things didn't go the way you had planned to start things, but it doesn't take long, and you showed that.
No, it was a very, very stressful day. If you were watching Bass Track, and I hope you were, I definitely had trouble keeping it together, but I kept telling myself, this is Lake Fork, and eventually you keep doing what you do, you're going to hit them. And, I felt like I had really 3 schools of fish that had potential to produce 30 pounds, and I went through everything this morning. I had 0 fish in the boat at maybe I don't know, 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I'm thinking, man, this could be a bad day. And pulled up on one spot and absolutely just lit them up really quick. And, you know, later on made a few more calls. But, yeah, you really have to have a little bit of different mentality here. I think you have to take chances that are very uncomfortable, you know. And if things aren't going your way, it's very quick to have those bad thoughts of, you know, weighing in 0 fish start slipping into your head. But, you know, it's an all or nothing thing. Every time I've ever caught them really good on Lake Fork, I'm catching them every cast, or I'm catching nothing. So hopefully tomorrow is one of them days where I can get it off to a little bit better start. I feel like I'm on the fish to weigh a much bigger bag than that, but I'll certainly take that. I mean, and special thanks out. I mean, everybody's going to say this, but special thanks to the Texas Parks and Wildlife for making Lake Fork what it is, and thank y'all for coming out.
Thank you, and we look forward to seeing how this event plays out for you. From a former champion to our reigning Texas Fest champion from Panama City, Florida, Drew Benton with 21 pounds 8 ounces today. So not a bad day, you know, and you've reaped the benefits from this award. A trip to the Classic, a lot on the line here this week.
You know, this is the tournament we all circle on our calendars every year. There's a lot at stake. You said it, a Classic berth and a lot of money on the line. And not to mention, we get to come to the best lakes in the world. Texas Parks and Wildlife does a fantastic job with all their lakes. Anytime we come to Texas, you have an opportunity of catching a fish of a lifetime. Today, I think the weather hurt me last night. I had a shad spawn that I was really excited to start on, and I never got a bite there. So that was plan B, and I'm pretty fortunate to have what I had, and I'll just roll with it and see what happens tomorrow.
Look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow. Top 35 fish day number 3 from Louisiana, Elite Series rookie Quentin Capo. 5 pounds 10 ounces today, 1 fish, but I mean it was a good one. Just Lake Fork, you know. Is it exciting or frustrating to compete on such an amazing body of water?
I mean, I think it's exciting. Any cast could be the personal best of your lifetime. So, you know, I've had a really better than average practice here, and I'm just as excited to go out there tomorrow as I was today. You know, it didn't work out for me, unfortunately, today, but I'm a fighter, so I'm going to keep going.
I look forward to seeing how it plays out. We'll watch all day long tomorrow. Time for our Bass Nation National Champion from California, Randy Pearson. 12:15 today, so you're going to be part of that rally club tomorrow. And you're on a body of water where, boy, you can make a rally.
Yeah, I had the opportunity today. I got a little war wound on my knee. I had one between 7 and 9 pounds in my hands, trying to grab it, and it came off, and I dang near went head first into the drink, chasing it, trying to grab it, and just one of those things. It was a whole lot unlucky, but I just was fortunate enough to catch what I did catch. I mean, it's definitely tough on me, and tomorrow I know where some big ones live now, because I didn't catch any of those in practice, and I had the one on, so we'll see what happens. And before I get off here, the service crews, I'd like to thank Mercury and Lawrence, and then all the other service crews that, you know, they're up here helping our anglers and everyone, and without them, it would be real difficult to go out here every day and know that everything is working correctly. So thank you to all the service crews.
They are amazing, and we thank them ourselves. Always looking to stomp a mud hole in them from Tennessee, Brandon Lester. 20 pounds and an ounce, going to keep you in contention, but got to chase down those 30 guys.
Yeah, most definitely. We're looking for that dirty 30 for sure. You know, it came together late for me. About 10:30, 11 o'clock, I was looking at about 10 pounds. I was like, man, you gotta get this thing going here. I pulled in one little pocket and caught 3 heavy 3-pounders and a 614, and that kind of gave me what I had. So, you know, it's really cool to be on a place like Lake Fork where any cast could be a 10, 11, even 12-pounder, or even bigger than that. So, you know, I'm looking forward to getting back out there tomorrow. It's exciting.
Go get rigged. We'll see you back here tomorrow. The reigning Forest Wood Cup champion from Alabama, Clint Davis. 12:14 today, which qualifies you for a monster comeback tomorrow.
Yeah, you know, everything went according to plan today other than the part where you grab them and your marshal weighs them. So I actually have to put on tomorrow. Hopefully they'll bite again and run around, do a few more things, and I don't know, what am I on 100th place after day one? So
there's only 75, so I can guarantee you are in the top 75. And one guy weighed 5 pounds, so you're totally in the top 74.
Yeah, go catch 25 pounds tomorrow and see where it stands. Go do it again Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, we'll whatever day. I know you'll do it. From Texas, originally from Japan, Yusuke Miyazaki. 15-7 today, and Texas guy. I know you fished this body of water before. What's the plan for tomorrow, Yusuke?
Yeah, and every day, I got 1 or 2, giant, on my lures, but I don't know. Today, a little bit muddied up to my area. Didn't bite, good sizes. I got enough bite, but just the size is a problem today. But we'll see what's happening tomorrow.
Look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow. Here's a guy who traveled a long way to be here from Kenora, Ontario. Jeff Gustafson had 18-8 today. A decent day out there, but one short of your limit. Is that right? 4 fish today?
Yeah, that hurts. You hate leaving that on the table. And I had one other good big one hooked up. I had 3 big fish, and one of those was actually a 112, a little 16-incher. So, I'm trying to feel like I'm mostly fishing offshore, and I enjoy doing that a little bit more. And I think there's some big fish out there. But yeah, hopefully I can catch 5 of them tomorrow.
Hopefully they're moving that way. Pretty good bag for 4 fish.
One other thing. I got my fiance Shelby down here this week, so she's out there somewhere.
Where's she at?
Right there.
Oh, there she is, the pale Canadian. I see her. I can say that because she just got here. Don't worry. She's working on a bait.
But I've been fishing, we get 3 days to practice for these tournaments, so we all pretty much fish dark to dark, and it's sure been nice getting in at night, and she's got dinner ready, and pretty awesome. So thanks, babe.
Thanks. Good to meet you, Shelby. Sorry for calling you a pale Canadian. From Connecticut, already in Elite Series win earlier this year, a former Bass Nation national champion, Paul Mueller. 15-15 today, and Lake Fork, that's not going to cut it, but you couldn't be in a better lake to make a comeback either.
Yeah, there's fish in this lake that are that big, as large as my bag. So, it'd be nice to catch one tomorrow. I'm pretty sure that would be a Toyota truck. So I have a Toyota. I could use another. That's what's cool about this place. Any given cast, you could catch a fish of a lifetime and a new truck. And they're out there. And I just felt like the weather kind of changed some things. I had a couple things going on, and I think if we get weather like this, it could be pretty good. So looking forward to it tomorrow. This is a great place to fish. I mean, I had a lot of fun today, just didn't get the size I needed, and just need some big ones tomorrow.
Go get them tomorrow. We'll see you back here. From Maiden, North Carolina, give me a little love for Hank Cherry. 1911, Hank, not a bad day out there. Going to keep you in contention, but still chasing that monster bag, the Dirty 30 Club.
Dude, that is a terrible day for performance-wise, I guess. These are some strong fish, and I flat lost more than I weighed in. I mean, the good thing is I know most of them are still there because I was looking at them. I just need some bigger string and some bigger hooks.
I know you got those. Go get rigged, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Here's a guy who had a big day, 31 pounds and 15 ounces from Holt, Michigan, Chad Pipkins. Chad, 2 events ago, you weren't sure you were going to compete. If you watched that event, he had just had surgery. Dude, I'd say you're healthy.
Yeah, it's funny how it all works out. Like, it doesn't really bother me fishing. I had a broken collarbone, had some plates and screws put in, so it's just one of those deals. Everything happens for a reason, I guess, and I've changed fishing a little bit, and things are going well, and it's crazy that I don't get to hold up a fish. That's the biggest bag I've ever caught in my entire life, and I don't even get to show you guys one of the fish. That's how phenomenal this place is. I mean, it was a lot of fun today. Things went right, and, we'll see what happens.
So you had 31 pounds, and you did not have a fish over 24 inches?
No, just a bunch of little, baby 22 inchers that were like 6 and 7 pounds. I mean, it's just every time one jumped, I'm like, this is the one I get to take to the stage. And they'd be just short. I mean, it was an absolute blast today.
So what, you had 31.15?
Yeah.
Look on his hand.
31.15, and your check-in time was 3:15.
It says 31 right on my hand. That is weird, man. Like I said, everything goes down for a reason. So I'm gonna write 40. What am I doing tomorrow? I think I'm doing like 4, so that's 40. So we're going to get after it tomorrow.
Go get it. We look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow. Our next angler rolling through in a Texas Parks and Wildlife Toyota Tundra. From North Carolina, Shane Lineberger. Talk about a tale of two different tales. You got a guy who just weighed in 31, did not get an over. He had 12 pounds, 2 ounces today, but Shane Lineberger's got a good one at Texas Parks and Wildlife over 24 inches. Of course, the slot limit here on Lake Fork, 16 to 24 inches, making it such an incredible fishery. And this 6-pound, 12-ounce Lake Fork lunker was a nice addition to Shane Lineberger's bag here today on Lake Fork at Toyota Texas Fest. Truly a celebration of this great state. And at the end of this week, $3.25 million will be raised from this event for Texas Parks and Wildlife. And that goes directly into those big fish like that truly can change your day.
I tell you what, you can't say enough about what Texas Parks and Wildlife does for this place or any lake in Texas, but it's I'm sure I'm going to say the same thing everybody else has, but every cast, this place can produce the fish of a lifetime, and here your chances of it are probably more so than anywhere else I've personally ever been. And just thanks to everybody in Texas, for doing all that for us and allowing us to come here and have this tournament here. It's a blessing. It's really fun. Maybe tomorrow I can figure out how to catch something to go with that big one.
Well, you need 5 of them. You know where one is. Go get a bunch more tomorrow. Texas, here's one of your very own, his first season on the Elite Series, Brad Watley. 11-3 here today, and for everybody watching, that was cheering for Brad, don't worry, he's just building up the anticipation for a giant comeback tomorrow, correct?
Correct.
Good. I'm glad you agreed. What happened out there?
My water kind of muddied up a little bit where I was at. I'm gonna have to adjust. I'm gonna have to move around tomorrow. Look for some new water. But this is Lake Fork. This is the home of the Giants. This is Texas. We grow them big here. So, there's 40-pound sacks out there. Nobody's out of this thing. You can easily catch 40 pounds. I can catch 40 pounds, and I can be right back in it tomorrow. So they swim here, and we're going to go looking for them tomorrow.
Go catch 40 tomorrow. I would love to see that. From North Carolina, it's time for the baby shark, Shane LaHue. 20 pounds and 13 ounces, but following Bass Track, it didn't come easy for you today, did it? It seemed like it took a while to get that way.
It really did. I started out, I think my limit weighed like 8 pounds. I was like, am I on Lake Norman or am I on Lake Fork? What is going on? But actually, at the end of the day, I hit a spot with like 10 minutes left, and they came up blowing big shad and hooked one between 7 and 10 pounds and jumped it off at the boat. So I'm going to go back there a little earlier tomorrow and hope a few more stayed and we can make a jump in this thing.
Love to see it. Go backstage, get rigged, and get ready. From Michigan, his first season on the Elite Series, Garrett Paquette. Giant day today, 28 pounds and 12 ounces. Your biggest fish today, a 613. You got to be excited to get back out there.
Yeah, I am excited. What makes Lake Fork so special is that you can have 13 pounds at 2 o'clock, pull up on the right deal, take 20 casts, and have 28. That's why people drive thousands of miles to come fish this place, and I got a little taste of it today. It's by far my best day here, but man, I'm ready to go.
Seeing that happen today, how quick it's similar to smallmouth fishing up north. You don't need much time. That's got to help you for the rest of this tournament, just knowing that you're never out of it in this event.
Yeah, and I felt that way coming in. I had only one spot that I felt was really good, and I hit it 3 or 4 times, and I didn't get a bite. And I came there at the end of the day and caught them. So, you can't, with these fish, when they start to move offshore, you can't just write it off. You got to keep hitting them, give them different looks. And if you can get one to bite, you can fire them up and, catch them up.
I look forward to seeing how it plays out for you. Great first day from Monroe, Louisiana. Former Carhartt College Bass champion Brett Pruitt, 20 pounds, 5 ounces today. Good day out there, and I figured you'd be in the mix here this week.
Yeah, I did too coming in. I had a little bit of
experience here before, but I definitely didn't catch them like I thought I would. It was actually end up being a lot more of a grind than I thought, but I'm just getting the right bites, and hopefully we'll get 5 of them tomorrow. And I love this place, and they keep saying, you never know when my personal best come from here, 11.4. So I love this lake. We're gonna go out tomorrow and try to win that truck.
You'll beat that PB tomorrow. I'd love to see that. 16-time Bassmaster winner, 32-time Classic qualifier, the legendary Rick Clunn, 6'7" today, and we talked about it yesterday, Rick. You know, it can happen so quick here, but this is one that is also dangerous too, because you can end up with a tough day.
Well, I've never fished this lake. That surprises a lot of people since 50 years of my life was in Texas. But actually, I was on this lake, and some of you older people will remember they filled the lake about half full, and then they stopped for about 3 years because they had some oil well problems up the lake. And I had fished it when it was about half full. Who knows how long ago that was. And then they finally completely filled it up, so this is my first time back. And I stayed shallow. Probably knew better, but I knew I'd be looking for a needle in a haystack if I moved out deep. But sometimes it only takes to find one spot, and you win the whole thing, and it could happen easy here.
Love to see you make a big comeback tomorrow. We'll wish you luck. From Brookville, Indiana, Dollar Bill Lowen had 13 pounds 4 ounces today. So gonna have to get him a little bit better tomorrow. Did you get offshore or stay locked on that shallow bite? Or are you gonna tell me?
Well, what do you think?
I think you stayed shallow.
I think you're wrong.
You went offshore.
Look, I don't have that much line on my rods. All right, no, I'm fishing shallow. It's no secret, but I just didn't catch him today. This is my first time ever being here, and I just heard Rick Clunn say this is, basically his first time fishing here. So I don't feel as bad, but when you get on a big lake like this, it's hard to get around on. There's a lot to learn, and I thought I had a little something figured out, and I just didn't get any big bites today. I actually caught one in practice that almost weighed as much as my whole bag did today. So they're out there. You got to get some big bites to get a big bag here, and we're going to go out there tomorrow and see if we can't get it done.
Give your family something to cheer about tomorrow. Here he is, currently leading our Dick's Sporting Goods Rookie of the Year, currently leading Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year, Patrick Walters.
I feel like I should be holding something up.
19.2 today, so a decent day. Going to keep you right there in contention, and more importantly, some very valuable Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year points.
That was the main thing coming into this thing was, catch as many fish as possible, go for the win, but just stay consistent. I really didn't have the day I wanted to. Execution was poor again for me today. I lost a couple fish, and that's just how it goes here. And then actually I ended up finding some bed fish yesterday, and I think with that water rising that they kind of scattered out. But I'm excited about tomorrow. When you're on Lake Fork, the #1 bass destination in the country, you truly don't know what the next cast is going to bring. Every cast I'm making out there, I feel like, hey, this could be the 10-pounder. So, hey, I'm going fishing tomorrow, looking to have a good time. Big thanks to everybody here with Bass. This is a great event. I like weighing them and releasing them, but I do love bringing them on stage like this, man. I wish we could be holding a couple up.
Well, you can hold up a big giant one. Just catch it 1 over 24 inches tomorrow. From Newcomerstown, Ohio, Hunter Shryock. Hunter had a big event at our last event. 14.3 today. Going to have to qualify for a big rally tomorrow, but no better spot to do it than Lake Fork.
That's right. That's 14 pounds with just 3 fish. So I didn't get a limit today, and hopefully tomorrow, we put the fish in the boat. But you know what? Let's talk about some positive things. What do we have here? The Berkeley Experience tent. So Saturday, come see me. We're all going to be here. We're going to be working the booths. Be sure to come back because it's a cool trailer. They got a lot of stuff. A lot of the baits that I'm using this week are in there. So we're going to go try to catch some giants tomorrow. I know they're in there, so we're going to go try it out.
And that's not all, folks. So you could register for a chance to fish with you too, correct?
Absolutely. Go to Bassmaster.com. There's a link on there. Click to fish with me. I don't even know where we want to go. A lot of you guys are from Texas, so I'm sure you haven't gone smallmouth fishing. Me and Dave are both smallmouth guys. If you obviously you love this lake, you love the Great Lakes probably just as much. Am I right?
Oh, it's fun for the whole family.
So maybe we get to go smallmouth fishing. Go to Bassmaster.com, check it out, fish with Hunter Shryock. and win a boat, win a bunch of prize packages from all my sponsors, and yeah, it's not a bad deal.
I'm going to enter tonight. We'll see you tomorrow from Gonzales, Louisiana. Give me a little love for Robbie Latuso. 16-12 today, or 16-2, so going to keep you, in contention, but you got to do your work tomorrow.
Yeah, I really just needed one more big fish today to put me around that 19, 20-pound range. Just didn't get it. I did the best I could. I had a blast out there. It's always fun to fish here in Lake Fork. You don't know what's going to be on the end of the line when you get bit. So.
It's a crazy lake and a lot of fun to compete on. From Winchester, Tennessee, Gary Klaus. 16 pounds even for Gary Klaus, and a decent day out there, but those guys with the dirty 30 sacks, maybe get rid of them and be a more fun tournament, huh?
Yeah, I'll tell you, I struggled today. I fished out till about 11:30 where I think the big ones are at, and caught one fish for something, but 11:30 I was right on the verge of having a really bad day, so I ran shallow and stayed there the rest of the day and caught what I caught. Lost, I think I had 6 bites all day, and capitalized on 5 of them. But I might could have had another 2 pounds above what I got, but I wasn't even close to that 30-pound mark. So, but I'm enjoying it here. Lake Fork's a great place. I mean, I'd like to come back here in about 3 or 4 weeks, and I think it'd be on then.
Well, it's great to have you here, and hopefully it gets better and better day after day in the tournament. Our next angler is going to drive through in a Toyota Tundra. Not just any Toyota Tundra, a Texas Parks and Wildlife Toyota Tundra, fully equipped with a live well, and he's got an overhead 22 pounds, 5 ounces. Get loud for Jay Ellis. He used to live in Tyler, Texas, and former Classic champion, former Angler of the Year, 7 pounds, 13 ounces. That Lake Fork lunker for the former Classic champion and Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year. 22 pounds, 5 ounces today. So a good day today, Jay, and that 713 definitely went a long way to help you today. But that's what Lake Fork's all about, that magic every time you feel a tick. I mean, it really could be a world record.
Yeah, I caught that big one about noon, and I caught it off a place I've been catching a lot of the small fish. And then you just, like you say, Dave, the next bite was an over. So that's the thrill of fishing Lake Fork, and it's really, I had a good time today. I fished shallow all day. All of my fish were like 3 foot or less. And, I was fishing a lot of Yamamoto baits and looking forward to tomorrow. I'm see what happens. We're going to get some more rain maybe. I don't know. Today was a real blend. It rained. It was real dark, and then it got sunny. So I had to I changed my pattern in the middle of the day. I caught a couple different ways, but had a good time on Lake Fork.
True show of a champion, adapting to the fish. Keep it going. Our next angler from Payson, Arizona. Give me a little love for Clifford Perch. 16-13 today, Clifford. Decent day, but you're going to have a better day tomorrow if you want to contend for this title, obviously.
Yeah, that's probably my best day so far this week. I've really had a hard time kind of locking down on some stuff. I had one deal where I really thought I could catch them good early, and the shad just didn't spawn this morning, and so outside of that, I felt pretty good about what I did. But I was hoping it was a little tougher out there. But there's so many big ones in this place. These guys are good, and they find them and catch them. So. Maybe get one of those great big bags tomorrow, but, if I can just stay in it, long enough to kind of start understanding really what they're setting up on better or, have better timing, it'll be good. But I've had fun this week. I've got some family out here, my wife and my mom and my cousin and a couple of her friends, and, we got a big old party going on, so I'd like to bring something fun in.
Give them something to cheer about tomorrow. I know you can do it. Here's a guy who can do it from Minnesota, the amazing fighter man, Seth Fighter, former Elite Series champion. It's 17-4 today, so a decent bag, but those guys with the dirty 30, you got to chase them down.
Yeah, that's a lot. I don't even know what to do with that. But, no, I had a pretty good day. Lost a couple decent ones. Could have a little better day, but it's fishing. Hopefully we don't get weather delayed in the morning. That first hour is pretty critical, so hopefully we can get out right away tomorrow morning and put a couple big ones in the boat.
Let's hope that happens. Weather delayed. It's safety always first, obviously. our next angler from Knoxville, Tennessee, Brandon Card. 25-11, a great day today. And, really, the difference between 25 and 30, obviously it's 5 pounds, but it can happen quick on this body of water.
Yeah, it could happen real quick. I was sitting on 4 fish for like 11 something, and then literally like in a matter of an hour, I had my 25-11. And I was like, man, that added up quick. I had 2 that almost made it. They're 23 inchers, so almost got to bring them up. But yeah, 2 7-pounders. That really helps the cause. I took my Suzuki all the way up the river. I had a shallow bite going. Came back down. I was running around all over the place, fishing deep and shallow, but I think I've kind of dialed in the bigger bites, so hopefully we'll be able to stack up the weight tomorrow.
Awesome first day. Keep it rolling. Next up, we have a former Classic champion from North Carolina, David Fritz. Tough day today, 8 pounds, 5 ounces, and you're just going to have a restless night figuring out how you're going to rally tomorrow.
Well, I pretty much put all my eggs in one basket today, and I should have been moving around a little more. The wind blew 3 directions, and it was weird. It's blowing this way, then all of a sudden it's blowing this way, and then at the end of the day it's blowing that way. So I don't know. The fish are sort of in between. They're starting to get some fish out there, and but there's still tons of fish up shallow, and that it makes it hard when you get in between. It gets a little hard, but I'm gonna get my crankbait out tomorrow and see if I can't make it work.
Been a few fish caught on this body of water on a crankbait. From Texas, one of your very own, 3-time Angler of the Year, Clark Wendlandt, 13.5 today. And I know your first day, that was not what your goal was. But never mind today. Tell me about that show. Like, do you think that you don't deserve to catch any fish for a while? Because if you saw Zona live, that was one of the most, it was almost too many fish. You couldn't explain anything.
No, it wasn't too many fish, but
is that possible?
It's not possible. We actually filmed a Zona show after we did the live and caught them even better. And we actually dialed it into where we were catching them every cast. And it was awesome. I appreciate Zona for inviting me on. We've been wanting to do it for a long time. And I wish it would have been today about like that, because that was a lot of fun. We caught them on frog, and as you know, mostly topwater, but you could throw anything, you could catch them good. So it was fun.
It was awesome. This awesome body of water is somewhere you could make a comeback. Are we going to see that tomorrow?
Yeah, you can catch big ones here. That's what you need. You need some big ones. I actually saw about an 8 or 10 pounder on a bed, but I couldn't catch it. So there's still a few left to spawn. We'll just have to see.
Go get them. We look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow. From Florida, give me a little love for Kobe Krieger. 13-10 today, hot off a top 10 at our last event. And if you want to keep that streak going, going to have to get a big bag tomorrow, but you're in no better spot in the world to do it.
Yeah, this is by far my worst day since I've been here this trip, which is not good on the first day of the tournament. But the way it is, I knew after the big storm came in this morning, last night, that I probably was going to be in big trouble. I'm trying to sight fish, and a lot of those I think got scared off with the lightning like I did in the middle of the night. So, tomorrow, never know what could happen. There's giants that swim here, so we're all going to go out and have a good time. I want to thank everybody for coming out, and I want to thank all of our marshals that come out and do this. And, we had some bad weather, and they all still showed up, and thanks to them, and they make it possible, and we're going to go out tomorrow and have a great time.
Awesome having you here. Go get them tomorrow. Our reigning and defending Elite Series Rookie of the Year from North Carolina, Jake Whitaker, 9.2 today. So, tomorrow, what the goal is, as big as you can get them.
We're going to get 29.2 tomorrow, but it is what it is. Losing that, that first hour this morning hurt a little bit. The shatter spawning first thing in the morning, and that's basically all I had going. I've really struggled all week. I haven't really had a great practice, and I just wasn't able to make those measurements today. But hey, tomorrow's a new day. We'll go change it up a little bit, see what we can figure out. Is there any guides out in the crowd today? No. Well, maybe this weekend. After this tournament, I'm going to get a guide, and I'm going to figure out how to catch these fish out here. So, but like I said, tomorrow's a new day. God is good, and we'll go have fun tomorrow.
Go get them. I know you can. From Reed Springs, Missouri, Chad Morgan-Taylor. 11-1 today, Chad. And I know you've done well on this body of water in the past, but that weather really seemed to throw a monkey wrench into a lot of people's plans.
It did. I didn't go where I kind of tried to take the weather into consideration this morning when I started. And I just started off bad. I jumped a 5-pounder off right out of the gate, and then I had one I couldn't even hardly turn and get away from me. And I'm like, boy, that's the way to start the day out right there. And then it just got hard. I mean, literally, and I literally caught a 5-pounder on my last cast. I'd been fishing a certain way, and I finally just changed up, and I'm like, you know what? I got to change something up, and sure enough. So I don't know. I don't know if that's going to help me tomorrow or not, but I feel like I'm around the quality fish. They did not bite very well today, but this lake has got such giants in them, and you can catch them so fast if you get around them, and they get in the right mood, and that's what's really nice. I mean, a 35, 40-pound stringer is not unheard of here, so you have a lot of hope for this one.
Sure do, and I'd love to see you make a comeback tomorrow. We'll find out. Our next angler from Spring Grove, Illinois, Chris Groh. 12-3 today. Got to watch you on Bassmaster Live. Caught one decent one when I was watching you, but you need 5 of them here. But no better place to make a comeback than Lake Fork, obviously. How are you going to do that tomorrow?
Well, I 100% agree. What I'm going to do tomorrow is not do anything I did today. And, this is a lake where you can get your personal best, your best 5 all in one gamut, and that's what we're going to try for. But had a couple things go wrong, and then as soon as the camera went off, as you guys see, I'm a little wet here. I got to go swimming in Lake Fork.
Why? Why'd you go swimming?
Because we're going to have to go to the service trailer. We found one of those logs.
Oh. Did it have a fish on it?
It decided to break a gear case into pieces. So we're doing good. We're doing good. Hopefully, I know that the Mercury gear cases are good when they have a hole in it because you can make it in from 7 miles away. So Mercury all day long.
Hits a stump and still turns it into a commercial. That's a true professional angler. The only Canadian angler to ever win a tour-level event from Peterborough, Ontario, Canada. Chris Johnston, 14-3 today, Chris, and a decent bag at a lot of places, but I know that was not the target going out there today.
No, not at all. I'd love to say I lost a 10-pounder today, and it cost me, but I didn't. I lost a couple 4-pounders, but out here, that's really not the fish you need. And I got into a bit of a bad rotation today, and tomorrow I'm going to change it up. My morning fish didn't fire. I know you guys are probably sick of hearing it, but I'm going to go try something else tomorrow morning and see if I can get that morning bite. And they live out here, so we'll see what happens.
Go get them tomorrow. I know you can. Here's a guy who can get them rolling through in a truck, and not a shocker from anyone from around these parts. Elite Series rookie, Lake Fork legend, Lee Livesey. Had 22 pounds, 10 ounces today, and had to grind it out right to the end to get there. But he's got an over a Lake Fork lunker at 7 pounds, 11 ounces. Going to let him dig deep in that Abu Garcia weighing bag and show him to you. Lee Livesey, 7 pounds, 11 ounces. And remember, Big Bass at this event rolls out of town in a brand new Toyota Tundra. And Lee, I know you've been waiting for this event a long, long time, and a lot of pressure on you. Every single gas station or anywhere I've stopped, they've asked me, are you going to MC Lee Livesey winning this week? I mean, which is cool to see that, but it's a lot of pressure. Did you feel that going out this morning?
Heck yeah, it was crazy, man. I can't talk to any of my friends, can't go to the marinas and talk to anybody because I can't get any information. So it's been like the longest week of my life, or longest year of my life, really, to be honest.
I never thought about that. How difficult. Lake Fork, if you've not been here and you're watching online, literally to explain to you how much angler-driven this community is. I saw a company called Anglers Pest Control, and their logo's got a guy setting the hook. I mean, everything is connected to anglers. So have you just not talked to anyone for the last month or what?
Yeah, I went silent. Everybody thinks I hate them, but I just can't talk to anybody because everybody wants to talk to me about fishing, and I can't. So it's been crazy, but it was a really bad day for me, obviously. I mean, I'm going to be decent with what I have, but man, it sucked for me. But it was all about the weather. Guys are going to catch them better tomorrow for sure, so I got to step my game up too. I had a couple of shots at a big bag that just didn't hook up, but I had a great crowd following me, a bunch of buddies over there. Great crowd coming out, man. A bunch of my sponsors are here. Mick Lobolch, R&K Distribution right there. Mike Martin, Ken Abernathy's out there somewhere with McKegg Chevrolet. I see him right there. He's videoing me. Those guys are great. They've helped me out so much. Matt McMillan with my MIG Trucking Insurance Company. Louis Fisher drove in from Louisiana somewhere. He's out here somewhere. There he is. My dad showed up. My girlfriend showed up. Maggie, the dog, showed up. Had a great time. Whether I win, lose, get 100th, I don't care. I'm just happy to have my friends here and have a good time.
Awesome start to things. I know it's going to only get better for Lee Livesey, according to every gas station attendant, evidently. Here is another Texas legend from Del Rio, Texas, Ray Hanselman Jr. 11-6 today. Not the start you wanted. I mean, I don't have to explain to you how things work on Texas lakes, but I think you'll be shooting for a big comeback tomorrow.
Yeah, it's great to be back in Texas, you know, home of skeeter boats and Texas Parks and Wildlife. You know, raising big bass is just like raising big deer. You know, you got to get some age on them, you got to feed them, and you got to have the right genetics, and they've mastered both sides of that. You know, Texas Parks and Wildlife, you know, I've lived in Texas my whole life, and I've got to reap the benefits of their fisheries and their hunting, you know, their programs that they have that, you know, that we can implement. But, you know, there was a world champion bull rider once said, it was Lane Frost, but he said, win or lose, always smile because we're living somebody else's dream.
It's a great quote. It's a very good quote. Remember that. That's awesome. I grew up with win or lose, we drink the booze. I thought that's where he was going. From Georgia, Micah Fraser at 22-13 today. A good day. Your 5:15 was your big bass, but anytime you're in that neighborhood, you know, you've done your job for day number one, but there's no taking your foot off the pedal here and playing it safe.
No, man, nobody's out of it here, especially with the weights kind of being off. A guy can go out there and catch 30 and get right back in the mix. And, you know, this is my first time being here. It's an unbelievable lake. I had a really good practice. I mean, I caught a lot of big fish. And, you know, I really think that a 30-pound bag is really doable here. I guess several guys have proved it. So, but I'm ready to get back out there tomorrow. It's a lot of fun.
Going to be fun to watch. Can't wait to watch Bassmaster live tomorrow from Youngsville, Louisiana. Tyler Carrier, 11-5 today, and tomorrow's comeback day. But, you know, I've said about 35 times, there's no better lake to do it on.
Yeah, you know, any cash, you got a 10-pound or better on this lake. But, you know, I really didn't have much to go on. I hopped off a couple decent fish. It would have helped a little bit more, but, you know, tomorrow I could go out and catch 25. It's doable on this place or better. So it's all about getting in the right place at the right time and get them fired up. And time you weigh and all that, you got to keep them going. But it's a wonderful fishery. Can't wait to come back tomorrow and go get at it again.
Go get them. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Time for a 3-time Elite Series champion from Auburn, Alabama, Steve Kennedy. Steve Kennedy is a diehard Boston Bruins fan, as you see. Clearly, nobody in Texas knows what ice hockey is, first of all. It's a sport with a puck. Look at, he's a Boston Bruins fan. What? Will you expect me to stand beside that? I mean, I'll put up with the Tiger thing, but the freaking Bruins ridiculous.
Tripp has to put up with it every week for the last 15 years.
These folks don't know. I had to live with the kick six, so what you're living with is nothing.
Yeah, well, here's the difference. Tripp deals with that, but really, he's an Alabama fan, and an Auburn fan is just kind of like a pest to him. But you actually beat us.
Exactly. We beat them every now and then, but yeah, not this year. So I get to pick on you for a while.
All right. Well, I will. You did call it from the start. You were correct, and I don't even know what you weighed in today. Now I'm totally
14-14 and 40th place, I think. So
14-14 and 40th place, but very good at picking hockey teams. Do you think the Boston Bruins are going to go all the way to the Stanley Cup?
I don't know. I haven't actually gotten to see the last two games. I saw the first one when they won, and then I hadn't seen. So anyway,
what'd you think of that very dirty Marchand hit?
They're down. They're down, but it's best of 7, right? But no, I didn't see all that. I hadn't been paying attention that much, honestly. It's just about trolling you. And did you see my? You
really don't care about hockey. You just want to troll me.
Yeah, pretty much. But did you see the little tree I was rolling? That's my little maple tree in the front. It's pretty sad, but yeah, don't go up dike on it and kill it, please.
No, I won't. But I wish your team luck, because you are a hardcore. I might ask him to explain icing to see how much he knows about hockey tomorrow. From Mayfield, Florida, give me a little love for Drew, the Tooth Cook. 25-12 today, and doesn't matter where we go, you catch him, dude.
Yeah, today it was. I feel bad for my girlfriend and dad and everything. My bass track didn't work until like 11.
Your dad's not happy, just so you know. I already talked to him.
Yeah, and so it had me at like 0 pounds all day until like lunch, and then it didn't update my last big one. So it was kind of a pleasant surprise when we went back there and we were doing all the math. Dang, I got more than I thought. So, but this is a cool deal. It's a great lake. Really looking forward to getting out there tomorrow, because, I'm quarter of the way to the Century Club now, and that would be awesome. But, this is an awesome lake, what they do to it. There's piles of big fish in here. It really didn't even showcase today because of the storms last night. And if we don't get bad storms tonight, then it'll probably be unreal tomorrow.
Well, I look forward to seeing it tomorrow. I wish you luck and see you back here tomorrow. Hopefully everything works okay and your dad doesn't get too mad. From Asheville, Alabama, a winner of this event in the past, Matt Herron, 15-2 today. And, you've won this event. It's Texas. You can't have an off day, and if you do, tomorrow better be a really good day.
Yeah, I'm really kind of disappointed. I had a much better practice on this, and them storms last night did something. But, my heart ain't been in fishing today. I got a new grandbaby coming. They induced her last night. My wife and my son and everybody's there. And I got to go grip my cell phone and find out if my granddaughter's here yet or not.
Well, congratulations, and we hope everything works out great. We'll look forward to an update on that. Our next angler, a Texas angler. Give me a little love for Randy Sullivan. 9-4 today. Not the start you want here in your home state, but, you've seen the weights on this body of water. You can make a comeback.
Oh, yeah. You get on the right little patch, and all of a sudden that turns into a big sack. But I tried to force them to do what I wanted to do, and it just didn't work. I haven't been out here much in the past other than during the summertime. So, I tried to push that as much as I could, and it just didn't work out for me. But you never know. Like I said, tomorrow this thing's so loaded with giant fish. We get the right little spurt, and a big stringer can happen.
In a hurry, too. Wish you luck. See you back here tomorrow on Elite Series. A rookie from Kentucky, Mike Huff. 13 pounds 4 ounces, I believe, today. And I know you had one of the better bites out there today. I thought I saw on Bass Track. Just got to get 5 of them tomorrow.
Yeah, I really struggled today. I was very fortunate to get 2 really good bites, but I'm kind of mad at them. I'm gonna go out there tomorrow, and if there's any place in the country where you can make up some ground, it's Lake Fork. So I'm looking forward to it.
I look forward to seeing how it works out for you. Wish you luck. See you back here tomorrow. A 9-time Classic qualifier from Gainesville, Florida, Bernie Schultz. 15-5 today, and Not that bad, 15.5, but tomorrow you're gonna have to have a better day to stay in that's top 35 most likely.
Yeah, for me it's all about percentages. I had the chances, and I've had them all year, and I keep losing fish, and I don't shake it, but I'm on enough fish to do well. I just I lose the right ones, and or they end up being the wrong ones when you lose them. But anyway, it's just can't get those key fish in the boat.
Figure it out, and you'll get them tomorrow. I wish you luck and see you back here from Kissimmee, Florida. Give me a little love for Jesse Tecarante. 17-13. Decent day today. Catch some good tomorrow. You might make 2 top 10s in a row.
Yeah, I didn't get any big bites. I fished clean all day. Caught probably a dozen fish. It's a grind, but I just didn't get any big bites. I haven't been able to get a fish over 5 pounds since I've been here, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm throwing the sneaker with the hooks on it. Today I ran, Texas weather, if you don't like it, wait 5 minutes. So I ran, 10 miles across the lake. All the wind's blowing. I put all the way shallow stuff, picked up the deep stuff. I get here, the wind quit. So, I'm back up to the shallow stuff. So, we just, as long as I can do what I did today, I think I'll make the top 35 again and maybe get lucky. You never know out here. You can pull up on one point and catch a 30 pounds. Obviously, it's happened today, so several of the guys. So, it's never out of the question. That's what the best part is.
That's the best part about fishing Lake Fork. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow. We'll roll through our next angler in a Texas Parks and Wildlife Toyota Tundra, which means he has an over. His first season on the Elite Series from Oklahoma, Luke Palmer with 26-14 today. Gonna dig deep in that Texas Parks and Wildlife live well and pull out his bass. I believe the biggest bass of the tournament. Digging deep in that Berkeley weigh-in bag. 8 pounds and 12 ounces for Luke Palmer in contention for a brand new Toyota Tundra. That's right, Tundra Big Bass, the biggest bass of this tournament, wins a Toyota Tundra. 8-12 right now, I believe, in a two-way tie. It doesn't matter about today. You got to make it through to Monday with the biggest bass to leave here with the truck. But you keep catching them like that, you might be working two championship. You worked a championship Sunday. How would you like to work a championship Monday?
Well, the last championship Monday I've had would have been me driving back and going to work, and I don't actually want to do that. But you know what? It's shocked. I didn't think I had that fish found a couple of days ago, and she's still there, and she bit as soon as I got there, and it was just, the blessing in disguise for me. I kind of backed off my stuff today. I didn't want to just keep hitting them because I said, a 3.5, 4 pounder is not going to do me much good, and so I just kind of quit about 11:30, 12 o'clock, and just, who knows? They might not be there tomorrow, but I'm going to swing on them, hope for the best. Hopefully I can bust, 20, 22 tomorrow and step toward the top. That's what I'm looking for.
26 pounds after laying them off. That sounds like a scary character. Wish you luck and see you back here tomorrow from Alabama. Bill Weidler had 11-1 today, and tomorrow going to be a big comeback day, correct?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I mean, I'll tell you what, though, this is crazy, and everybody does fishing, and they understand this. This lake is freaking incredible. My practice was beyond words. And I come out here, and when people say this is a humbling sport, it surely is, because I cracked 20 3 days in a row in practice. I mean, it was crazy, and here I come in with half of that. I'm just a little shocked, but, you see some of these big bags, so it can happen. I just got to get back out there tomorrow, and I have to wreck them tomorrow. There's no choice.
Sounds like a plan to me. We'll see you back here tomorrow. From Texas, give me a little love for Frank the Tank Talley with his brand new grandson here. Had 11 pounds of 14 ounces. That does not include the baby, ladies and gentlemen. Just to clarify, how much does the baby weigh?
Right now, 9.4, so he'd take over Big Bass.
That is Tundra Big Baby right there. 9 pounds, 4 ounces. But that's what life's all about right there.
That's right. I mean, I'm in my home state. I got my family over here. Everybody's here watching on TV. The ones at home will be up here tomorrow, so hopefully we can catch up tomorrow and put a good sack. This lake is definitely known for it. So, but I'm holding my pride and joy, so I'm good to go.
Well, he has not puked or cried yet, so get on out of here before that starts to happen. Always good to have Frank here. Here's a guy who had a giant day. From South Carolina, the COBB, Brandon Cobb, 31-11. And wow, what a day. Got an Elite Series win just 2 events ago, and hey, why not another?
Yeah, it was an awesome day today. It actually started incredibly slow. I don't even think I had a fish at like 10 o'clock. I don't know. You'd have to look at Bass Track, figure out exactly. But they're in like little flurries out here, and if you don't run into a flurry, it's kind of tough. I mean, they bite really good when they bite. And I finally hit a flurry and caught, I think, like 2 7-pounders and an 8-12 in a row. So that always turns your day around real fast. So really no idea what could happen tomorrow, but it was fun for one day.
That 8-12, we're not seeing it because it wasn't over 24 inches. You're in a 2-way tie for Tundra Big Bass. 2 8-12s were weighed in. Yours was not 24 inches?
No, I caught my 8-12 was 22 inches. Had a 7 that was 23 and 7/8 and another 7 that was 23. So I caught some short, fat ones today. I don't know.
Well, whatever way it works out, it still pays pretty good. You don't get to hold the fish up, but a great start to things for Brandon Cobb. Wish you luck, and see you back here tomorrow. Our next angler for Denver, North Carolina, Rob Dye. 415 is your big bass today. A total weight of 8 pounds 6 ounces qualifies you for a big rally tomorrow.
I know. I've been here before, all the way down at the bottom of the list, but I had a good day. I went fishing and things didn't work out. I had some really good bites, some opportunities that I didn't connect with, and maybe tomorrow, Dave, it's fishing, and you see all these big fish or these big weights these guys are bringing in, so I'm hoping I can maybe rebound a little bit tomorrow.
Go do it. I would love to see it. See you back here tomorrow from Dadeville, Alabama. Kelly J. 15 anglers left to weigh in as we wind down our way in. 16-2, not bad, but boy, this place, is it humbling or frustrating to fish, because you get a decent day, but then you see these guys with 31 and you're just like, I'd rather kick him than shake his hand.
Well, I knew, when I had 16, my marshal said, I'm at 16-2, and he told me my total. I said, well, I'll be in about 65th place when we get back if I don't cull. So, and I actually caught all those like 9:30, and I found a little deal, and I figured I ran the rest of my stuff, thought I would cull up the rest of the day, and I never did. So I'm going to start there in the morning, and I'm looking forward to getting out there on that shad spawn and, moving on up.
Go get them. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Time for the only collegiate angler ever to make the national championship 5 times from Louisiana. Tyler Rivette, 12-6 today. Not the start you wanted, but it doesn't matter how you start. It's all about how you finish.
That's correct. I might just go back out there tomorrow and do the same thing, just a different spot. I got there pretty late, right off the back. I caught a 3-pounder, and all week I've been catching all my fish before 8:30. And by the time I got there today, it was just too late, and I just had to figure out something else to do. So I think tomorrow I'm boat number 2, and I'll get there pretty early. Hopefully I could figure something out.
And hopefully the weather lets us go on time. That will be a key move for you. From Newport, New York, give me a little love for Jamie the Hammer Hartman. 17-14 today, not bad, but going to have a few bigger ones to move up that leaderboard.
You betcha. I didn't have a kicker in that bag. They're all just solid fish, but man, I had an awesomely brutal day today. Like, dude, I can't even count on 2 hands how many fish come unbuttoned on me today. So I had my opportunities, that's for sure. So tomorrow I'm going to compensate on them and put a hurting on them.
Go do it. We look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow. All the way from Peterborough, Ontario, Canada, Corey Johnston. Had a good day today, 21 pounds even, not bad. But, on a body of water like this where guys are weighing 30 pounds, you've kept yourself in contention, but you're not safe yet.
No, definitely not safe. There's giants out here. They live here, and I just got to go out tomorrow and weigh one of those 30-pound bags. And anything can happen. You could weigh a 40-pound bag out here. You never know. I think I'm around the right ones. I just gotta capitalize on them.
Can happen quick out here. Great start to things. We'll see you back here tomorrow from South Carolina, 2-time Elite Series champion, the Tower of Power, Jay Will, 9-2 today. Not the start you wanted, I don't think, but big comebacks. I mean, Rocky would have sucked if he knocked the person out in the first round.
Yeah, it's always sweeter when you start bad and end up really, really good and make a good comeback. And this is a lake that you can actually do it. And you can lose it the first day, and I probably did. But it's good to be on a lake where any cast, you can catch a 10-pounder or even bigger. And those couple of those bites go a long way. And we can go out there tomorrow and we're going to fish hard and grind it out and hope for one of those 30-plus pound bags and get back in this thing.
Go do it. I'll see you back here tomorrow from Oklahoma, former Classic qualifier Dale Hightower. 5 pounds, 8 ounces today, and tomorrow, big comeback.
Well, I'd like to think so. I struggled really hard today. I didn't really even have a good practice, looked at some, seen some. That storm really tore that area up for me, and, I wasn't able to get back on them and see them and catch them, but I'm just thankful to be able to be here. There's a lot of men and women that serve this country, and that's why we're standing here. So I'm very thankful for that.
Thankful for all those who serve all of us in so many ways and allow us to do such a trivial thing like weigh the 5 biggest bass. But here's a guy who weighs them a lot. From Alabama, Scott Kenneberry, 14.7, right up there in toward the Bassmaster Angler of the Year points. Kind of a tough first day for you, but you got a few days to make a comeback here, and I think you could do it.
Yeah, it's possible here for sure. This is when we looked at the schedule this year, this was the lake stood out above everything to me. I was most excited to come here because I'd only been here once, and it's been about 15 years ago. I knew how phenomenal this place was, and you can catch a 10 or 12 pounder on any cast, and that can happen tomorrow. Today was not the day I was looking for. I got in a bad rotation, had some bad fish, and people started on a bunch of the bigger ones. So, it's just a bad rotation. Maybe tomorrow I can get a few things going and turn it around and get a big bag. I don't know. We're going to go out and fish hard. I do it every day.
If you prove one thing this season, you've proved that you're going to catch them. From Lake Wiley, South Carolina, Todd Otten had 8.14 today. Not the start you wanted, but there's no better place to get back in it than Lake Fork.
No, it's a shame to catch a limit like that, and I think Big Bass is 8.14 or something right now, but
8.12.
Oh, is it 8.12?
You beat it by 2 ounces. You're good.
That's good. But it was a tough day, and it was kind of like Scott said. It felt like you was in a bad rotation all day, and the luck just didn't go my way. I had a few good fish on, that come off. So all you can do is go back and try again tomorrow.
I know you will. We look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow from Reed Springs, Missouri. Took a win at this event just a few years ago. Brian Snowden with 17.7. Going to keep you right there in contention.
Yeah, it's definitely not the start I was planning on, but, had a few get off, and we caught some, but a lot more small fish today. I don't know if the weather had something to do with that, but, it's always a great event, and, I have been a part of this since it was the TTBC. I remember you back in 08 and all that getting started here. So it's always great to come back to Texas and get to do this event.
Special feeling and truly a special part of the world here, East Texas, Lake Fork.
Yeah, and the benefits, with the children's programs and what they've done with this fishery is just phenomenal, and it wouldn't be possible without this event. And, to showboat something like Lake Fork, it's great. It's what we all dream about having in our backyard.
It's a win-win for everybody, and we're sure happy to have you as part of it. From Louisiana, a former Bass Nation national champion, Caleb Sumrall. His kids were dancing up a storm this morning. Did you teach them to dance?
No, I didn't teach anybody to dance, I can assure you that.
They're incredible dancers.
Oh, he's very happy. Yeah, no, today was fun. It was almost a train wreck. I didn't have a good practice. And the wind, there was a little bit of stuff I did have figured out. The north wind kind of swapped everything around, and I went flying around the lake, kind of pieced it together. And I think I survived. But, we're on a place that's got giants, and tomorrow anything's possible. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put our head down tomorrow and try to catch us 25.
Before I get yelled at by a bunch of Cajuns, I did not say your weight because I was talking about your kids. So what did you weigh today?
14.6.
Okay, good. I don't want them to get ornery. They got no Abdullah Oblongata this time of year. From Tennessee, give me a little love for Skylar Hamilton. 20 pounds, 6 ounces. Got to be happy with that, sitting inside the top 20.
Yeah, I mean, that's, this place I actually expected to be way down there. This place is amazing. One thing did happen today, though, that it's probably never happened to you. Have you ever been hit with a golf ball while you're fishing?
I swear to God. Yes.
Well,
but I was fishing on a golf course, so it's expected.
Well, I was fishing near a golf course, so these people need to sell their clubs. It was like 4 or 5 times. I mean, it was terrible. They were like, they had to be at the maximum strokes on that hole, like 20-some strokes. So, or they were just trying to hit me.
Yeah. Do you ever think they were just a group of buddies who, rather than the dude with the cleaning up the balls at the driving range, that just hit the dude fishing for bass?
It's probably some of these guys' friends that they were like, man, Skylar's over here. Just start knocking balls towards him. That's what happened.
All right. Well, I'm glad you came back alive. From Bella Vista, Arkansas, Bass Pro Shops Bassmaster Open champion Harvey Horn. 15-13 today, Harvey, and sitting just outside the top 35 and 36th right now. And good day tomorrow. I'll put you right in there.
You know, I ran that Yamaha Powered Express all over this lake in practice, and everything that I seemed to find was real close. Didn't burn more than a quarter of a tank of gas today, and I just didn't put it together early enough this morning. I had opportunities. I lost 2 good ones this morning early on the shad spawn, and late in the afternoon I went and caught one off a bed. It was 3-pound male, and while I was sitting there, caught him getting ready to leave, and I look over and there's about a 9-pounder sitting on a bed. Spent 2.5 hours on her, got her to bite one time, never got her to bite again. We're going to go try to get her in the boat first thing in the morning.
I imagine when you were telling the story, all that went through my mind is I know where he's starting. Go get him tomorrow. From Mount Carmel, Tennessee, a former Bass Pro Shops Bassmaster Open champion, David Mullins with 15-9 today, just outside of the top 35. So, you're definitely in this.
Yeah, I thought I was going to be dead last when I come up here, but it's tough fishing right now. These things are in transition, and I'm about 2 weeks away from doing what I really like to do, crank them offshore. But hopefully tomorrow we can just I haven't got a good bite since I've been here, so I'm due. So maybe tomorrow's the big bite, and we'll move up some spots.
Look forward to seeing it. We'll see you all week long. Our next angler hot off a win at our last event from Benton, Arkansas, Stetson Blaylock. Stetson, 17 pounds even. I know this event was the one you were looking forward to. And why is it? And I mean, it's just day one. There's lots of... He may win this event. But why is fishing such an evil sport? It just seems like the one you circle on the calendar, you're like, that's the one I'm really looking forward to. It's never the one. It's like an evil deal.
I knew the minute this was announced that for me we were a little bit early or late. I like catching them shallow and I like catching them deep, but there's so many fish scattered out right now, and I had 6 or 7 rods for each deal and tried to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and it just doesn't work here. But there's not enough of them where I want them to be just yet, and for me I just struggled to actually get bit. Had to kind of scrap it and go do some plan B stuff, and it ended up catching what I had. And had an opportunity at a little bit bigger stringer, but you just got to pull up on the right place at the right time here. The fork is all about timing, and today it was terrible timing for me.
I'm making a prediction. You'll time it right before this week's done. Look out for that dude on our leaderboard. From North Carolina, give me a little love for Matt Airy. 13 pounds, 4 ounces today, and tomorrow, big comeback day. How bad do you want to kick those dudes with 30 pounds in the shins when you're just like sitting back there listening to their stories?
Well, I wasn't going to aim for the shins.
Oh, okay. All right. I was being classy, you see.
No, it's a legendary Lake Fork just wasn't so legendary to me today. This is a phenomenal fishery. The great thing about Lake Fork is you can catch up in one day, and that's the plan tomorrow. We're just going to go out there and try to run into a couple of those overs, hopefully, so we can bring them in and show them off to all these people.
I would love to see that. Go get him. Good to know where he aims. From all the way, the only Australian to ever qualify for the Bassmaster Elite Series, Carl Jacobson today, 16-2, and that 7-2 was your biggest bass, and that went a long, long way. But, I mean, I'm watching this tournament. It feels like this tournament is going to be a much different tournament come Monday than it is today. I mean, it just seems like they're moving a lot.
Yeah, for sure, and it's just all about the weather. Like today, sort of threw a curveball. It's been blowing from the south all day. Run up to my shad spawn stuff, and it's slick calm. It's blowing the complete opposite direction with those storms. So I sort of wasted a couple hours, and then I came down here and the wind was just pumping. I pulled the big bait out. My first 2 points, 7.2 and a 6-pounder. Boat flipped both of them on a big 8-inch bait. I'm like, it's on. And then bang, the wind stopped. And so did my bite. And then I literally scrambled all day, and I had the 16 pounds. I was like, one fish and I'm right in it. But I thought I'd be way down with that. So I'm happy with, sitting in the sort of that 30 range with that, and then tomorrow like 30 pounds can happen so easy. I love Lake Fort, live close to here, had a little place to stay, and always come here. It's the very first place I ever fished in the US. So it's what I fell in love with fishing. That was 10 years ago. It was phenomenal back then, and it still is. So hopefully can go out, whack a big bag, and fishing hopefully Sunday and Monday.
Go get them tomorrow. I know you can. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our weigh-in here, or our kind of weigh-in. Our tournament later, Chad Pipkins with 31 pounds, 15 ounces behind him. Just 2 events ago, he won his first Elite Series event. He's got 31 pounds, 11 ounces. Brandon Cobb in 3rd place. Chris Zaldane with 30 pounds, 10 ounces. In 4th place, Garrett Paquette with 28.12. Keith Combs in 5th with 27.1. Luke Palmer in 6th with 26.14. Drew Cook in 7th with 25.12. Brandon Card in 8th with 25.11. Micah Fraser with 22.13. And Lee Livesey rounds out our top 10 with 22.10. And the craziest thing to think, when I was reading those weights, today was a tough day. You're going to want to follow this tournament all week long, because it is going to be a freak fest. On behalf of myself, Dave Mercer, our tournament director, Trip Weldon, Wes, and the whole gang, Carrie, just everyone, thank you for being here. And